Here's a quick guide on how to install Speedloader. It's a script for After Effects and how to set up your first project. So when you download Speedloader, it arrives as a JSX file like this, and you want to copy it to your scripts folder, After Effects scripts folder, like this, and that way you open up. It opens up as a window. If you want it to be a dockable UI panel, you can copy it to script UI panels. It's a subfolder here, and you can do both if you want to. You don't have to choose one, but as long as you do one of these, script loader will appear either as a script under the file scripts menu, as it does here, and then you can assign a keyboard shortcut to it, like I did here, Shift Z, or it appears as a dockable panel in the window menu here. If you click on it, then you can dock it wherever you want. Note that it's a bit wide, and there's no way to make it much narrower without losing some info here. So it might not work on every computer, but I personally prefer it as a pop-up window like here, using my Shift Z keyboard shortcut. The first time you open Speedloader, it appears just like it does here. So there's no projects currently in the database, so it just shows you kind of a generic information, project sequence shot, project file. You want that to look like your project and to designate and to confirm with your project folder structure. And in order to do that, you can add a new project by going to the tools, to the configuration tool, add a new project. You name the project whatever you want. Let's call it project sample. You choose a root folder, and you can select any folder you want. Of course, I'll choose this one for soundbar. And the next important thing is the path to the After Effects file, which basically is what it sounds like. It's a path that takes you to the file. And the only thing of note for this path is that it's got wildcards that represents folder that change. So shots change, sequences change, and your root folder is constant, but we're still considering it as a wildcard. So we'll start by writing this root folder. It's going to appear as it does here. It's going to look exactly the same on your end. And you want to leave that folder, but think of all the consequential folders as folders that exist in your hard drive inside your project root folder. So in my case, every project that I open a folder called shots, and I populate that with folders that represent shots. In the case of this project, I also have sequences, which is sort of, series of shots. So if your project does not have sequences, you don't have to add that. You can actually just remove it like this. But if it does, you do want to add that, and you want to make sure that the wildcard is consistent with what you see written here. So hash SQ, capital S, capital Q. I'm going to change this to render, because each project file in this particular project is saved in a subfolder named render within the shot folder. And that's pretty much all that I need to do in order to configure this project. Everything else, of course, you can change: the client name, campaign name, the After Effects file naming convention, and you can add or delete output preferences, but that you can also do later on. So I'm going to leave everything as is, and I'm just going to do save config, and boom. As you can see, the tool already recognizes not just the project, but the sequence and the shot that's currently open. Of course, if you don't have an open file that's part of this particular project that you're setting up, it's not going to automatically take you to that shot, because that shot it doesn't recognize that as a shot that exists within the project, but it'll just take you to likely the first sequence and the first shot of the first sequence, and it's going to look red like it does here because that does not match the currently opened project. But once it does that, you can, as always, just click open and it'll take you directly to the shot that you have listed here. And that's how you set up your first project at Speedloader. Hope it works for you guys. Remember, this is a beta version. It's going to be a lot of bugs, and it's probably not the most user-friendly at the moment. So there could be a lot of questions that come up. Feel free to hit me up at david@outpostvfx.com. And I'm looking forward to getting your feedback and ideas and suggestions and whatnot. So yeah, hope you guys find good use to this script, and thank you so much for being part of the beta version.